Once upon a time, there was a shepherd boy who tended his master's sheep near a dark forest close to a village. He found life in the pasture very dull. To pass the time, he would talk to his dog or play on his shepherd's pipe. One day, while watching the sheep and the quiet forest, he wondered what he would do if he saw a wolf. Then, he had an idea to amuse himself. His master had told him to call for help if a wolf attacked the flock, and the villagers would come to drive it away. So, even though he hadn't seen a wolf, he ran toward the village shouting, "Wolf! Wolf!" The villagers who heard the cry dropped their work and ran excitedly to the pasture. But when they got there, they found the boy laughing at the trick he had played on them. One of the villagers, an old man with a kind face, said, "Young boy, it's dangerous to cry wolf when there is no wolf." The shepherd boy replied, "I was just having fun. No harm done." A few days later, the shepherd boy again shouted, "Wolf! Wolf!" The villagers ran to help him once more, only to be laughed at again. This time, the villagers were annoyed. A young woman from the village said, "We have important work to do. You shouldn't play such tricks." But the boy didn't listen and continued to laugh. Then, one evening, as the sun was setting behind the forest and shadows were creeping over the pasture, a real wolf sprang from the underbrush and attacked the sheep. He panicked and started shouting very loudly, "Wolf! Wolf!" But this time, the villagers did not come to help. "He cannot fool us again," they said. The farmers heard his screams and smiled at one another. "Does he think by shouting more loudly, we are going to help him?" They continued with their work in the field, turning a deaf ear to the boy's repeated shouting. As the sun was setting in the west, the farmers collected their tools and waited for the shepherd boy to return. He always came down at sunset with the sheep and walked home with the farmers. That day, he was late. The farmers were puzzled. They were very caring people and decided that they would go up the hill to get him and his sheep despite his naughtiness. They were surprised to see him sitting with his face covered as they approached him. They found him sobbing. "Little boy, what happened?" they asked. "The wolf attacked the sheep. I called out to you all, but no one came to help." The boy replied, "The villagers did feel sorry, but they tried to make him understand. You played a trick on us a few times and enjoyed a hearty laugh at our expense. We thought you were playing another trick when we heard your calls this evening. That is why we refused to come." The old man with the kind face gently said, "You see, young boy, trust is very important. Once you lose it, it's hard to get it back." The shepherd boy nodded, tears in his eyes. "I understand now. I won't lie again." The villagers helped him gather the remaining sheep and walked him back to the village. From that day on, the boy never cried wolf again, and he learned the value of honesty.